Hey Magic fans, and welcome to the Let's Talk Magic podcast game day preview. Today we are talking the Orlando Magic at home in the Kia Centre, taking on the might of the Philadelphia 76ers. The second half of the season starts here. It's Magic game day number 42. The UK tip time is midnight, and in Orlando that's 7 p.m. To watch in the UK, you are going to need an active NBA League Pass subscription. Talk about the Magic first. We are talking about a record of 22-19. We lost our last game and are at 3-7 in the last 10 played. The home record is 13-5, although if you're talking about in the Kia Centre, it is 13-4, as we've said before. One of those losses was in Mexico City. We are standing at 8th in the Eastern Conference, scoring 112 points per game, conceding 111.1. The offensive rating is 24th, and the defensive rating, we've dropped back just one to third. Last time out, we played the Atlanta Hawks, and in all honesty, the third meet of the season, again, it came down to the wire. Another heartbreaking one on Wednesday night in Atlanta. The Hawks really did snatch it with a 104-106 home court victory, with Dejounte Murray knocking down a game-winning jumper at the buzzer. He hit that game-winning jump shot, absolute gut punch. Paolo Banchero had tied the game with a three-pointer with just 9 seconds left to go. It was a defensive effort again by the Magic, but unlike in New York, we just couldn't find that extra stop late or that spark on the offensive end. The Hawks scoring 106 was 15 points below their season points per game average, and it was the fourth time on that road trip that the Magic did hold their opponents significantly below their points per game scoring averages on the season. So yes, it's a positive, but we just need to get this offensive end started and moving. Paolo Banchero finished with 26 points, but truthfully, he genuinely had some struggles, going 8 of 25 from the field. He did face the obligatory double team that he's against every game now, but as a result, he was making plays for others again. Wendell Carter Jr., he went 3 for 4 from beyond the arc to finish on a season-high 18 points. He'd come off the bench again as he returns from injury. Jalen Suggs made all 3 of his shots from three-point range. He ended with 16. But as a team, the Magic only managed to make 10 of 35 attempts with the three ball. It's a less than 30% rate. Shooting struggles. The defense was 100% excellent. Orlando forced 23 turnovers. That equals the most by an opponent in the season. As I've already said, we held them well below that season average on points per game. Starting unit was once again Jalen Suggs, Caleb Houston, Chuma KK, Paolo Banchero and Goga Bitadze. From the bench, Cole Anthony, Wendell Carter Jr., Jonathan Isaac, and Markelle Fultz and Joe Ingles. Technically, Anthony Black also made an appearance. I've got to be honest, I missed him in all of his 6 seconds that he played. Mo Wagner, Trevelyan Queen were available but did not play. Admiral Schofield was available to play but did not dress. As to tonight, a slight change in what we've been telling you recently. Franz Wagner and Gary Harris are both out. Jet Howard has been recalled from his G League assignment and is available to play. Kevon Harris, for the first time in forever, I feel like I should burst into a Frozen song there, has been listed as being available. He hasn't just gone from questionable to, he's gone from being out to being available. So again, Coach Mosley, he has questions to answer as to whether he's going to change that starting unit and bring back some of the more recognised guys, or whether he's going to remain with what we've seen over the last few games. Personally, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a change tonight. Let's move on to the 76ers. Season stats: 26-13. They've won all 3 of their last 3 games and are at 6-4 in the last 10 played. That's actually started when we played them last on December the 27th, that run of 10 games. They are 3rd in the East, but actually 2 games back of Milwaukee, who are in 2nd. but Sixers have played 2 games less than Milwaukee. So it's a closer thing than we think. Points per game, they're scoring 119.9 points per game, conceding 111.9. So there's an 8-point differential there that they're scoring more than they're conceding. Offensive rating of 6, defensive of 5th. Very, very good team on both ends. Second game of 3 this season between these two teams. The meeting last, as I say, on the 27th of December. The final meeting comes in Philadelphia on April the 12th, being the penultimate game of the season for both teams, game day 81. Sixers are on the road at a 10-7 record. They are first in free throw attempts and makes this season, hitting 22.8 of their 27.2 point free throw attempts per game. They have a focus on attacking the 2-point, and whilst not a volume 3-point shooting team, they do have a very, very good accuracy rate with that 3 ball. Sixers also rate highly in fast break points. They are leading the league in steals. They match the Magic very closely in scoring second chance points, makes from turnovers and points in the paint, and equally they look after the ball when in possession, having the 3rd fewest turnovers. This is going to be a very difficult night for the Magic. On defence, they limit second chance opportunities. They defend the 3 effectively and are 4th in blocks per game. Massive part, obviously, of what the Sixers do. We all know reigning MVP Joel Embiid. 35.1 points per game. He leads the NBA and is again in that conversation for the award. His contribution's phenomenal. 5th in rebounds per game, 20th in assists, and 9th in blocks per game in the NBA. He has also made 304 of his 345 free throws this season. You can't ignore also Tyrese Maxey, who with averaging 26.1 points per game and 6.7 assists is a massive part of their team also. And if Joel Embiid is ever out, he is really shouldering the burden of the play. Last time out for the Sixers, it was 3 nights ago. They're coming into this rested. They took a 1-2-1, 1-2-6 home court win over the defending champions, the Denver Nuggets. First quarter saw the Sixers the final quarter saw the Sixers outscore Denver by 10 points in what was a tight game throughout. Loads of lead changes and ties. Joel Embiid, 41 points and 10 assists for a double-double. Tyrese Maxey, 25 points, 9 assists, 2 steals. Former Orlando Magic forward Tobias Harris knocked in 25 points, 9 assists. 24 points he had. They are a strong team. Starting unit was Tyrese Maxey, Nicholas Batum, Kelly Oubre Jr., Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid. From the bench, Pat Beverly, Marcus Morris, Furkan Korkmaz and Paul Reed. They've got some depth. So for tonight, DeAndre Melton, Mo Bamba and Robert Covington are all out, as is 2-way player Kenny Lofton Jr. Jaden Springer, he is considered questionable, being day-to-day. The other 2-way players are with the team and available, but expect a similar starting 5 to that last outing for head coach Nick Nurse. Head-to-head, 130 regular season games, and the score stands at 80-50 for Orlando, but recent history is not with us. Opening game this season between the two teams, December 27th of say, Sixers came into the Kia Center, taking a strong win, 112-92 over the Magic. The game was probably closer than the score suggests, and Orlando were just 3 points down in that final quarter before the Sixers went on a 26-6 run to seal it. That was without Joel Embiid, and they got big games from Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris and DeAnthony Melton. Franz Wagner led the Magic, but he was one of only 3 Magic players to make double-digit scoring. Last season, the Sixers won the series 1-3, Orlando winning in Philadelphia in January. The Sixers have won 12 of the last 13 games played, and Orlando have not won on home court since December 2019, and that was also the last season that we took the series, including a victory in the bubble 2-1. So final thought, At present, challenges just don't come much more than against the Philadelphia 76ers. Changing their head coach to Nick Nurse, hiring him, has brought them a much grittier attitude. That being said, the Magic do seem to enjoy going against these sorts of games where they've got to test themselves. To win, Orlando will have to do better than the last time. They have to find a way to score. Some of the 27th match saw the Sixers clog the paint on the defensive end, and the Magic were at times really unable to penetrate, and we were ineffective shooting the three ball all night. 92 points for the Magic in that game remains our season low, and it was the third worst field goal percentage of the season. We also gave up 16 turnovers. A repeat of that inefficiency on offence will result in another home court loss. The game is not bonus, it's not on the second night of a back-to-back like the previous one. However, we are coming off a 4-game road trip and coming in against a rested Sixers side. It's going to be a difficult night, but let's go Magic. Let's get that W. And please like, subscribe, follow us on if you've enjoyed this preview. We'd genuinely appreciate you. Let's go Magic.